Got a quick couple of stories about when I was in Egypt in 2013. The first one involves some batteries. So I had already been traveling for a while before we got to Egypt and had taken a lot of pictures. And when I got to Egypt, I decided, I'm going to buy some backup batteries for my camera. And the guy had a lot of different choices. And I'm looking at them. He's like, "Oh, you want Duracell?" I'm like, "Oh yeah, give me some Duracell." So he reaches out back and he grabs this pack, that was kind of almost like hidden. And they were extra money. But I'm like, whatever, I paid it. And later on, maybe the next day, whatnot, we were at the pyramids, and they have the big pyramids of Giza, and then further on down, there's these little ones. So we went there. We had a guide. We paid for a guide to just bring us around. Just this one guy, Schumacher, because he drove like a wild man.
Schumacher?
Yeah.
Oh, Schumacher.
Yeah.
Ah! They call him Schumacher. Oh my goodness. That is awesome. Autostrasse.
You see, I write like a sign at the back of the car, Schumacher, and down, don't play in your lifetime.
Don't what in your life?
Don't play in your lifetime.
Don't play in your lifetime. Shit was awesome. Wow, Schumacher, you're going.
And he would just drop us off, and we'd be like, yeah, come back in 4 hours or whatever. We didn't have him follow us around. And so he left us there at the pyramids. And long story short, we paid at the kiosk to go in to this other section. And we go in, and all these hewn rocks are, carved. And we go in through these tunnels. And then we kind of get into the main entrance. And there's this Egyptian guy just sleeping. Like, hey. He's like, oh, he wakes up. Apparently he's a guide. And right away he starts asking for money for a tour. We're like, we just paid to get in here. What are you talking about? I mean, it was like that, oh my gosh, everywhere. We're tourists, so whatever. So at some point I go to take a picture, and my battery dies in my camera. So I said, man, that's okay. So I open up the back of the battery case, and this Egyptian guy, he's like leaning over my shoulder looking. He sees I have Duracells. He goes, oh, those American batteries? I go, what? Those batteries, American? I said, I don't know where they're made. But he wanted to know where I bought them. I go, yeah, I bought them in America. He goes, can I have them? I go, they're dead. Please. So he takes my dead batteries and he puts them in his pocket. I'm like, that's weird. So later on that day, we're gone from that area and I'm somewhere else. And oh, by the way, I put my new batteries in there. And we leave, and I'm on my 8th picture since I put the new batteries in, and those batteries are dead. Dead. They repackaged Duracell batteries and sold them to me. So that's why that guy was asking for my batteries, so he can take them back to his whatever. That must be some racket they got there, selling dead batteries to tourists. I don't know how I got a few more pictures out of them. Maybe they find a way to, I don't know, heat them up a little bit so they can get a little bit of juice back in them. I'm not sure, but man, Egypt's a trip. We went to there's a museum, the Cairo Museum, Tahrir Square. And I paid to get in. There was nobody there. Normally, inside that museum, this should be the greatest museum of antiquity in the world with the number of artifacts they have, but it was just so disorganized. Hardly anything was categorized. Every once in a while, you'd come across, some piece of paper like this, an old faded 3x5 card that was written in. It was so old it was yellow, like the French or the English had identified what the object was, and they haven't been there in so long. Anyhow, long story short, they have a room inside that museum that's the King Tut room, where the coffins are. These gold coffin esophaguses, or I forget what they're called. Anyhow, it's normally an hour just to get into that room. There's 5 people in the entire museum. Maybe I should mention, this was right after the Second Revolution. So when we were in Tahrir Square, there were still tanks, tents, graffiti everywhere, undercover government employees, people occasionally coming up asking for my ID and then profusely apologizing, you know. But anyhow, yeah, so I paid to get in there, and I started walking around. I'm like, man, how am I supposed to know what I'm looking at? And right then, this guy shows up. Would you like a guide? I'm like, are you joking me? So I gave, my brother's done. He was so done with the Egyptians. He was like, I shouldn't even tell you what he said. We got lied to so many times. He had it up to here. And not only lied to, but a scam. You know, people try to scam us. Which again, I say we're tourists, you know, that happens everywhere. But it was particularly annoying in Egypt. And so I tell my brother's like, no. I'm like, I don't care. I'm paying because I want to know what I'm looking at. And this is unbelievable. So I give the guy whatever he asked for. He was a great, he was explaining everything to me. And so we got maybe halfway through. And he goes, oh, I need more money. I go, what? He goes, yeah, I need more money if you want a tour of the second half of the museum. I'm like, bro, get lost, man. I'm not giving you any more money. So I'm sure these guys normally give tours with, you know, a dozen people in the group. And, you know, like when we went to the pyramids, we got on horses. Oh my gosh, that's another story. My horse kept veering to the right. And I'm like, hey, come on. I'm pulling the reins back to the left. And he kept veering to the right. I'm like, come on, buddy. And he hit a curb and he fell down. I'm on the horse, you know. I'm not a cowboy. And I'm like, whoa. And I held on and he kind of buckled and he stood back up and he was favoring his one of his legs. So the guy we had with us, he brought the horse back and switched it and gave me another horse. But that just tells you how they treat their animals there in Egypt. I was not impressed. So where was I going with that? Oh, so anyhow, yeah, we go to the pyramids. There's nobody. The guy told us he normally does like 3 or 5 trips to the pyramids a day. And there's a whole bunch of guys that are doing the same thing. Now he does maybe 3 in a week. So, and he let us climb the pyramids. I mean, I wish I would have taken more pictures, but I kind of like didn't want to get that guy in trouble. We took a few. And like, I remember seeing like off in the distance, these 2 camels coming. Camels and like some Bedouin. I'm like, oh man, this is why I brought a pocket of $5 bills. So I waited for them to get closer and closer and closer. And I'm like, hey. I go, can I get a picture on your camel with the pyramids in the background? Oh yeah, I got that. $5, $5. Abraham Lincoln. Yeah, man. I got a lot of other stories from. We saw 5 fights in 3 days between Jordan and Egypt. Man, that's some hot-blooded people over there. But and I got hustled in the square twice. My brother, he's pretty smart. He's like, he's like, nope, not interested, nope. But yeah, I just wanted to share that battery story. I got others. I'll save for another time. I just want to get this off my chest because I was thinking about it today. All right. Oh, don't even get me going about okay, I'll tell you about the airport. We go to the airport, right? This airport, we were flying from Cairo to Amman, Jordan. So once you get into the airport, then you got to go to the terminal area. And you can't even get over there unless you have a ticket and you go through the screening process. We go in there, there's nobody there. We're like, okay. So we sit around and we see like this scanner that we're supposed to put our bags through. It's like a scan for bombs. I don't know. And so once it gets closer towards our departure time, all of a sudden somebody finally shows up into the room, and he's like, "Oh, hey, bring bag." So I see him. He's like, "Oh, Siddiqui," and they all want to welcome you, and he just wants to talk to me and pick my brain and get to know me. Maybe get some money, So I put my bag, and it goes through the conveyor belt, and it's going by the camera, right? So right around here, he should be looking into the X-ray machine to see what's in my bag. No, he's just talking to me. Hey, oh, you go Jordan, huh? Oh, you have fun in Egypt. Oh, have a nice day. And I'm like, oh my gosh, we could have stuck anything we wanted to onto that plane. And it was, I can't remember if it was before that event or after that event, an Egyptian plane blew up. I can't remember. I think they were flying to Sharm el Sheikh. Yeah, I think it was after. Now I was like, yeah, I 100% know why, because they do not know what they're doing at that airport. And they are crazy drivers. Don't get me wrong, we met some nice people, but everybody we talked to, oh, hey, my wife is pregnant, my sister is pregnant. Even Schumacher, every time, oh, my wife is pregnant. So I bought diapers because I knew he was lying. And I waited until he was in the lobby with a bunch of his friends hanging out. And I go, oh, man. I go back to the room. I bring the diapers. Hey, Schumacher. Oh, hey, bro. Hey, say, what's going on? I go, hey, I got some diapers for your wife and your new baby coming, right? And then I was just watching his friend's reaction. Dude, they hit the floor. Ain't no baby coming, man. Well, he got diapers. He walked away with a bag of diapers. It cost like $3. Oh my gosh. And then this story time. And then we finally ended up in Jordan. Long story short, I ended up spending the night in the caves with the Bedouin. And man, they were so excited that I had Egyptian cigarettes. I'm like, because that's one of the things I pass out as tips, When people are always asking you for money, sometimes I'll just give them a pack of cigarettes. It cost me $1. It's cheaper than handing them a $5 bill. I ran out of $5 bills pretty quick. I forget how many I had, probably 25 of them. Yeah, that was Ramadan. And he got busted in Lebanon. Was it Lebanon? Yeah. No. Yeah, Lebanon. Because this was during the Arab Spring in Syria. We couldn't go to Syria. That's where I wanted to go to Damascus. That was like my number 2 city. Jerusalem, number 1. Damascus, and then Cairo. Honestly, I mean, I am not infatuated by the Egyptian culture because it's all basically slave labor. It's just that Egypt just, I don't know, man. It's not for me, bro. Even to this day. Wow, we saw the pyramids, I don't like the culture at all. It's just, I don't want to say too much because I know people from Egypt, but anyhow, yeah. So he was taking pictures and during the Arab Spring, everybody's on high alert everywhere. I mean, this is the best time to travel. Civil unrest. Honestly, we had $30 for a hotel on the Nile, going down trips along the Nile River, for super cheap. But anyhow, he was taking pictures, and the security guy came over. Hey, no, not security. He's like Lebanese military, and he had to go through my brother's photos to make sure he wasn't taking pictures of anything he shouldn't have been. But I'll give you one more story. Because I was just mentioned that we were on the Nile River. Oh my gosh, this story is so epic. So we're on a dinner cruise, and I think it's called iftar. Iftar, when the sun goes down during Ramadan, then that's when you can eat. So we're on a dinner buffet cruise during Ramadan. And so as soon as the sun goes down, they open up the buffet to eat. And everybody just rushed to that table like pigs at a trough. Carrying these big plates full of food. I was just dumbfounded. Like, oh my. I'm like, bro, we ain't getting up. Just wait. Just wait. So finally, everybody gets back to their tables, and then we go up, and we're just looking at what's left, you know. It was not the most appealing food either. But anyhow, from there, and then we did these dances where we spun around. They got me doing it. I don't know how. My brother's using the bathroom. He comes back from the bathroom, and I'm out there wearing this LED lit up skirt like a kilt, you know, and I'm spinning around. Woo! Anyhow, we go up top. Now it's, you know, the sun, the lights are all on. The city lights are all on. We're cruising down the Nile River, you know, in Cairo. It's, you know, it's Egyptian nights, right? And I see some people smoking the shisha. I'm like, man, I want to smoke the hookah. And so we talked to some people there. I go, hey, man, I want to smoke the hookah. He goes, oh, you need to have some chairs and a table. And so they're like, okay, big shot foreigner. We'll go get you a couple of chairs and a table, you know. So they bring us up 2 chairs, right? And so then they're like, okay, we're going to go get a table and we're going to go get your shisha. So they take off. So I'm sitting there with my brother, and now we're the only white guy. Oh, not white guy. Let's say foreigners. We're the only Europeans. But anyhow, so I start to feel awkward. Like, oh, look at those special Europeans. They get them, you know, cheap plastic chairs. We got nothing. So I start to feel a little bit conscious about it. I'm like, wow, I feel like all eyes are on me. And I don't have airs about myself, you know. When I travel, I feel like I'm a diplomat for America, which a lot of times the people are more diplomatic than the government. Okay, so it's people-to-people relationships are usually pretty good. And so I ask about these 2 old ladies. I see these 2 old ladies that are standing up. Big ones, super big old ladies. So I told my brother, I said, hey, bro, we should give our chairs to those ladies. And he's like, what? I said, yeah, man. I'm giving my chair to that. I'm giving my chair. You going to give your chair? Because, you know, I'll be mad. So we get somebody to go over there and interpret for us. And they go and they say, hey, they go to these 2 old ladies. Hey, you see those Americans over there? They're offering their chairs to you because they're trying to be gentlemen. And so the 2 old ladies come over. They're all like, oh, they're so happy. I interviewed one of them. This one lady would start, walla, and she's talking about the Arab Spring, whatever it was about. Maybe I'll include it on here.
والله أنا حاجة بيت ربنا وعندي 70 سنة وإن إحنا فيه ده ثورة وليس انقلاب بأمانة ربنا.
So they were happy, and I think that impressed the other people. I wasn't even thinking about how the other people would react. I was just thinking about these 2 ladies. And then I realized, oh, everybody saw that gesture. And so that's the kind of diplomacy that I was focusing on when I was there in the Middle East. A lot of situations like that. And so these guys come up with the table. And here we're just standing around. We don't have any chairs. And the guy's like, where are the chairs we gave you? So we gave them to the old ladies. You gave your chairs to the women? Oh yeah, they were not impressed. And so, oh yeah, they were pissed. So they had to go down and get 2 more chairs. And then I got to smoke my hookah. Then I was the big shot. Any more stories before I kill this? From the guy Schumacher, he said, how many minutes am I on here? 19 minutes. Oh no more stories for this video. Anyhow, those are a few Middle East stories. Hope you enjoyed them. Shalom.